Hello and welcome to The Lab, a Minecraft podcast where we explore, experiment, and theorize about all things Minecraft. I am Minor Thoughts here in the flesh, and with me is my brother from down under, my co-host, the Troge.
Hello, welcome to 2025, and for those watching on YouTube, welcome back to Facecam. It's been a hot minute, but we're back.
Yes, we are live, but not really live. You can see us again. We did this way back when, and then got away from it, but decided let's bring it back. We're changing some things.
We are evolving as a podcast. We're trying to, be more professional, evolve, and it just seems a bit more personal, I think, when we can actually look at you guys and you can see us and it's like we're talking to you. So we thought, well, let's do that. But we are changing things up and going to our next evolution of the lab. Yes.
A new year, new you, new us. I guess that's the saying.
Apparently. No, we just thought we'd set some goals and some priorities and for life, for content, and for obviously for the podcast. And this is obviously one of the changes. And you've been watching again on YouTube, or you've looked at the page, hopefully soon. You'll notice new logo. Well, we just wanted to change it up. And we were talking before the end of the year last year about the different goals that we had. And we thought that'd be maybe a good one to start off this year with is, because it's, first of the year basically, is what's your goals? What do you want to hope to achieve for the year? Both personally, content, podcast-wise as well, obviously. And, then open the discussion up to you, our dear listeners, and maybe get some feedback from you guys on what do you want to achieve this year? How can maybe we help you, topic-wise, to help you guys stay on track?
We've really wanted a lot more interaction from you guys, and that's one of our goals to talk to you. That's one reason for the face cam, to make it more personal, kind of feel like one-on-one, and ask you, what are your goals for 2025? What things are you working on? What things are you passionate about? And if you have any questions, we're still small content creators, so we're learning together, but we've learned a couple things along the way, so maybe we can help you, and we just need you to ask.
So speaking of asking questions, what are your goals, Minor? Let's talk content first. What's your goals?
Podcast. Of course, the lab. I've got. See, I don't know if I should spoil the new segment, but
you and spoilers, they go hand in hand.
I know, but it was actually this man's idea, so I can't take credit for it. But I want to kind of hype it up a little bit. It's going to be something new. It's something I'm passionate about, but I can't get too many irons in the fire. My main goal for this year, for 2025, is to focus. I can't get too many things going at once, so I need to focus. That is my main goal, to focus on the lab and the other podcasts I'm involved with. And then Does It Adapt? We want to get on a regular schedule with that. We've got segments planned. And then, we've also, we had a meeting earlier about the podcast network, and I want to be there. Trojan and I have been doing this for a little bit, so I want to be there for the other people that are wanting to start their own podcast and add it to the Interrealms podcast network. Be there to help them, to answer questions, give tips. We've learned a couple things along the way, but still learning. We've got some exciting things. So but I got to focus. got to focus.
I think that's two really important things is you never stop learning when you're making content. You're always learning something. And if you ever feel the point that you've learnt it all, then I'd have to ask some serious questions. Like even Mr. Beast says he's continually learning and adjusting and adapting, and he's the biggest of everyone. The other thing I think is really important is not to get bogged down with too much. Because if you put too much on your plate, sometimes it can be very hard to try and jump the shark, so to speak. It just piles up and you lose the motivation. It's like, there's too much to do to catch up. I just won't do any of it. It's a very, very easy trap to fall into. So, yeah, that would be my advice if you're looking to start content. Continue your content journey is don't put too much on the plate. Focus, do one thing, do it well, then add from there.
Right.
That'd be my thought.
Yeah, and see, that was part of my problem in the past is I would get excited about all these different things, and I'd want to do this and want to do that, and I'm excited about this, and I would just get scattered and all over the place. And I just need to focus on the main thing. And, and if there is time to do other things.
You really have to look at it as like growth through sustainability. There's no point putting 1,000 things on your plate because you're not going to be able to devote the time required to them to make them quality, and it'll demotivate if you see your pile of work is like this. That you've got to do. That's my thought. That's why I'm trying to keep it simple this year. If I look back at 2024, my first half of 2024, content-wise, was amazing. I stuck to my schedule. I stuck to my plan. I put out a video every week, 2 shorts every week, community posts every week. Twitch was growing okay. YouTube just went like 2,000 subscribers in that 6-month period. And then I stopped because I started putting too much on my plate. And that was real world stuff as well, like family health things, blah, blah, blah. I was actually tracking last year on a spreadsheet how many followers, subscribers, and that I had across all the socials. And you can see January to June everything is up. And then it just plateaus, except for Twitch. Twitch continued to go up, which was good. And I recently hit 1,000 towards the end of last year, followers there on Twitch. Yay! But yeah, so that's my goal, is to get back to be consistent. But I really, really want to focus on the podcast network, and not just our shows that we're involved with, but the other ones that are wanting to give it a go as well from the interim. So that's my focus for 2025 when it comes to content. But what about goals when it comes to personal? Do you have any of those?
Health is always a thing. Health is always a thing. I know you can't tell, with this handsome face, but I am getting older.
You don't look a day over 82, Minor.
I've been told 40s, which I'll take that. See, I haven't shaved my head. So I start getting the Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic gray spots. But when I shave my head, I look a lot better. But health is a thing I really need to work on. And it really helps if you have someone to do it with, someone to support you, someone to encourage you. Both my kids, Josh, you know him as the Bearded Bard, and my daughter, they're both really getting into losing weight for health reasons. And it's a lot easier to do it as a family, and reimagined also. We're trying to get more active, trying to move more. We can enjoy, sitting down, playing some Minecraft, but we're starting to allow some time to be active, and just get up and move.
Yeah, that's actually very, very similar here with myself as well. My son is turning the age now where he's able to go to gyms and whatnot. So we've been talking about me getting back into the gym. I haven't been to the gym since pre-COVID. some people know this, but I was training. If you're not an Australian, you may not know what I'm about to talk about, but I was training to do the Kokoda Trail pre-COVID. Basically what that is, through Papua New Guinea, there's a trek through the jungle. And in World War II, that's where the Australians stopped the Japanese advance. Because, yes, Australia was actually attacked in World War II, believe it or not. We were bombed by the Japanese. And they were coming down through Papua New Guinea, and we stopped them up the Kokoda Trail. And it's sort of like this pilgrimage for Australians to actually go on this trek. And it's like a 12-day fair dinkum trek through the jungle up this trail. And my granddad in World War II, he served up there. And before he passed, I said, I will do the Kokoda Trail. And I was training to do that, and it got to the point where I was getting very close to going for my medical to be approved to go, and I blew my knee. And then I was like, oh, and all my motivation flew out of my body because I knew I wasn't going to pass that medical exam. And then COVID hit and the gym's closed, and I haven't been back since. But my son wants to get fit, and as you said, I always found my problem with gym is to get started is a pain in the butt, but then when I'm going, I enjoy it. I will lose motivation because I haven't had someone to do it with me. And my son wants to do it, and it's like, we're there. So we've been looking at gyms over the holidays and what ones we might like and whatnot. And that's going to be that's our goal, is get back that activity. And I need to get back to how I looked 4 years ago, as opposed to I look down and all I can see is his bulge.
Yeah, you're starting to look as old as me.
Yeah, not a day over 92.
Just kidding.
Well, I tell you what, age catches you. Like it's the first time in 3 weeks I actually shaved today for this, so you're welcome, viewers on YouTube. But I was shaving and I actually noticed I'm getting the Reed Richards thing, and it's like, age, you vicious beast.
Well, that's one reason why I shave my head, is because if I let it grow out, it shows the gray, and I can't have that. So
there was when you were mentioning that podcast network meeting that we had for me last night, there was a thing, a saying that kept coming up all the way through that. I think SB said it first. It was said before the meeting started, and it was said throughout the meeting. And it was like, don't let your dreams just be dreams. Mm-hmm. And I actually was thinking, they're going, that hit hard. I'm not going to go into why, but yesterday in particular, that one actually hit really hard because of things that I had been doing during the day. But anyway, and I thought it was timely, considering we knew we were going to talk about this sort of topic coming into today about what's your goals and that for 2025. And it's true. Don't let your dreams be dreams. If you've got the power to make your dreams a reality, go and do it. Go and keep the motivation up. Just do it.
Give it a try. I still haven't officially. Let's just talk real quick on what's one thing this year that you want to try and do, just out of the ordinary. It's can be either learning something or just giving something a shot. Me, I haven't really officially in my mind run a whether it's Blades in the Dark or Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green or any RPG. I want to write one or run a supplement and because lately that's been a passion of mine. If I at least want to try that, and whether it's recorded or not, I'll probably record it anyway, and it may show up somewhere. But I want to tell stories. I've been listening to other TTRPG actual plays, and involved with the Troge, his Blades in the Dark, and I want to explore role play, just be a better role player.
I've really enjoyed, and if you haven't listened previously, you haven't listened for a couple of weeks or whatnot, or you're new, welcome. Interrealms Network is launching a tabletop RPG podcast very, very soon. And as part of that, Miner and myself and a couple other players are working on a Blades in the Dark campaign. And it's the first time I've GM'd. a game, a role-play game. I've been a player a few times, and back in the day when I was much younger, back in school, I played a lot of role-play, but never like D&D. I've only just touched D&D recently. But Blades in the Dark, I fell in love with that system and that game, and I've actually found that I've enjoyed GMing more than playing, because I get to craft the world with what in reaction to what you guys as the players are doing, but I get to tell that story, and I've got an overarching story there that can be quite difficult when you guys go off the rail that way and I want you to go that way and you've gone over there. It's like, okay, how do I bring all this back? But I also find that as a challenge, and it's the last session that we recorded, 90% of it I had to make up on the fly because you guys were going places I didn't expect at all. And it was that storytelling and that creative element, which is what drew me to Minecraft, actually, when I actually started playing it, was that ability to be creative, the ability to tell the story. And that's when a lot of my earlier videos, and even some of the more recent ones video-wise, there's like a story element there that I try to tell via Minecraft. And that's one thing I want to get back to with videos. And I know it's, you were saying, one thing you want to do that's out of the ordinary, but I want to get back to, my answer to that for me is a little bit different, in that I want to get back to Minecraft videos and bring in that creativity and rediscover again that creativity within myself. And I'm looking forward to being able to do that and finding ways to do it sustainably so I don't burn out again like I did middle of last year. So yeah, that's probably my thing. If I was going to really say something about, what's something you want to push yourself to do, it's sort of Minecraft related, and that is build a big mountain, because I need to for my build that I'm currently doing on Interrealms, and I have no idea how to do it. I've started trying. I can't do it. I've reached out to CobbleK and go, can you help me what you're doing with Axiom? Can you give me some tips and advice and whatnot? So she might give me a hand with that. But that's probably one thing I want to do, is push myself to that, because that build, we're probably now moving into what's your Minecraft goals for this year. My goal is to finish my big build that I'm working on, the Greco-Roman fantasy build. I want to get that. Well, I have to get it done. Like Interrealms is, probably got this year left for this world, so it has to be finished. And we're probably sitting close to 200-ish thousand blocks placed at the moment on that project, and there's so much more to go. And I just want to get it. I really want to get that done. I feel it's looking good, but it's definitely very incomplete right now. If you look at the back of buildings, there's no back of buildings. I'm pulling a Grian. There's no backs. It's built into a mountain that the mountain doesn't even exist yet. That's my goal, Minecraft-wise, is to get that done. But also what I want to do, Minecraft-wise, is interact more. When we moved from the community area, the community village, the spawn village, and I went and started focusing on my big build, my big project, I didn't become isolationist. But, I think someone asked me, when was the last time you left your base, Troj? And I said, well, I've been to the shopping district earlier in this stream. I've been on Halloween. They said, no. Not for projects or for shopping. When did you last leave your base for fun? When did you last leave your base for pranks? And it's like, that is a really good question. That is a really, really good question. So I sort of want to get back to collabing and interacting, and yeah, that's my goal for this year for Minecraft. Because Minecraft is better together. It's better with friends. Yeah.
And that kind of brings it back to what we said in the beginning of this episode is interaction. That's one of the goals for this podcast for this year, is to interact with you more on the videos, down in the comments, and on socials, and on the Discord. We love to hear feedback. We love to hear topic suggestions. Yeah.
Nice dodge. Now, what's your Minecraft goals for this year?
Oh, my Minecraft goals?
Yeah. I noticed you tried to dodge that, but I'm kind of bring it back.
Well, I almost thought we were going to segue into something that I did for the first time.
I know. It was very smooth. I grant you, it would have been smooth.
I was trying to segue.
It would have been as smooth as butter. I understand, but you dodged it well. I'm bringing it back before you find another segue.
Okay, well, I am going to be 100% honest. Because of work, life, and all that, and just, I guess, enthusiasm for Minecraft. I mean, I still love the game. I do love the game, and I do love Interrealms, but I just haven't done a whole lot. I feel bad about it.
Still got over 12 months to go with this world.
I got excited. Reimagine and I got really excited around Halloween. Really enjoyed doing that. And we had started something in Christmas Town. And she said, we need to finish that up, for next Christmas. If I'm being honest, and I know you don't like to hear this. I've known this man for a while. I'm already thinking about World 5.
So am I. But I still want to do this world as well.
I may have mentioned this. I have an idea, but if this world has a year left, I don't think it's possible to do it. This guy, I've heard his plans for World 5, and there would be no way for him to start on it now. He wants to finish what he's doing currently. There are builds in our base area, Reimagine and I, our base area that we want to complete. But in the background, there's some redstone that I need to figure out for World 5. Because I already have my idea for World 5. And it if you could see it in my face, it hurts me not to spoil it.
I can see you're holding it in. This is giving a whole new dimension to the video.
Everybody, I will tell you one thing. One thing. You won't be able to. No, I shouldn't. I really should.
For those that are listening and not watching this on YouTube, the physical pain that Miner is in right now, trying to contain his excitement, exuberance, not just go bleh and let you all know, it's overwhelming him.
Okay. Something that I heard that Harris Heller, we were talking about Harris Heller before this podcast started. He said something that's kind of stuck with me. And I know I get excited about things, and I get, sometimes I get too overly excited. But he said, tell no one till done. So I've got some redstone to do, and I'm not going to tell anyone what it is until it's done.
Except me. Because you've got to tell someone. I can tell you're bursting.
Yeah, I do. I do have to tell someone. I mean, I can confide in him.
Yeah, no, look, I have got plans for World 5, and it's probably no real secret mine because I started working on a project at the end of World 3, which was, I intend to come up with a totally different name for it, but it was like bringing a version of my version of Vault Hunters to vanilla Minecraft. There was another project I was going to work on this year on another server, and that server ended up not being for me and parting ways with them. And I still really, really, really want to do that project because it also ties into the tabletop RPG one. So both of those projects are actually very sizable, and I'm actually trying to find a way to combine the two. And
yeah,
it's not easy in my brain. Redstone-wise, I got a lot of redstone to figure out, and I'm not the biggest redstone genius in the world either. But I've been watching a lot of Ray's live streams. I managed to actually catch him on live stream finally the other day because time zones suck apparently. And watching him do redstone and the way he's testing is you realize, you know what? Even the guys that are like really good redstoners and whatnot, they don't get it right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of changing, and when you think you're done, yeah, he was with making a tree farm for the new pale oak. And he thought he was done. And he went down and found out that all these items were spitting out somewhere. And he had to go, oh no. And he had to go and troubleshoot it. And it was like, actually, this is actually inspiring me because the redstone systems for this game that I want to do is not easy. Like, it's probably not Tango Tech level. that required for like decked out, but it's still, for someone like me, it's not an easy thing to do. But it's also inspiring to know that even these redstone geniuses, they can sometimes struggle. They can sometimes not get it right the first time as well. So don't let your dreams stay dreams.
If I could get the redstone working for this idea, it would be a dream.
But yeah, World 5 plans, that one. Very much World 5. But I've still got a lot to do with World 4. Like, it will take such a long time. I actually shudder to think how many blocks will be placed. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but what I actually did is I went back to the world seed of my base area. And for those that have been following along on my Twitch streams and whatnot, the base area is very different now than when I started. And me and a lot of the other Interrealmers at the time helped clear out a massive amount of space to put this build. And I went and I took a schematic using like Matica of the area that we cleared. And I can see the block count of the blocks we removed. And it's mind-blowing of what has actually been not just placed. So we over 200,000 blocks placed is not a small amount of blocks to place. But the amount that's been removed, it's like, whew, this is a big project. This is a big project. But I think it's
I just thought of one thing that one goal for this year, for this world. My son, the Bearded Bard, he had joined Interrealms, the SMP, and he's still trying to find his place in the whole thing, as well as other people. I told him, let's build a tavern, because music is his passion, and he wants to do something for the community. And I've found a picture that I'm going to design in creative, and push myself to build this tavern, and help him out with that. And I think that is my goal, kind of like yours, to be more involved with the community, whether it's helping gather stuff for builds or community events. Not so much working on my own base, but getting out and doing things with other people.
One of my other goals for 2025 is to, when we do updates, is to trim the worlds correctly the first time.
What do you mean?
Well, it's possible. When you said that Josh was still trying to find his place, I believe he was also trying to find his gunpowder farm. One chunk too far south I cut from the world update. And the gunpowder farm, gone!
Yeah, that was weird, because everything that had been done at the main base area was there. I'm like, where's the farm?
And when I went back and looked at it, I had gone one chunk too far south. One chunk. I had to redo the whole thing. Anyway, we got there. That's why we always have a grace period after, and we have like 3 or 4 days. It's like, servers updated, go check things. That's why. Because mistakes can happen. But it was like, damn. I tried to cheat. I'm not going to lie. I tried to come back in, and I went to the old file, took a schematic of it, but pasting schematics of redstone things doesn't work very well.
No.
And it's like,
not always.
I pasted it in. So much was broken. I was trying to fix it, and I went, you know what? At the end of the day, it's going to be easier for me just to retrim and re-upload this world than try and place all the missing blocks and blah, blah, blah. And So anyway, that's my big goal as a server admin, is trim the worlds correctly and save myself some much needed work time.
Well, I wasn't totally,
happy.
I wasn't totally upset. Well, no. I was just like, I'm not going to rebuild it. Josh, time to find a new job. let's build that tavern.
But anyway, that's all our goals for 2025. You listeners, what are your goals?
Yes, let us know. And there are many, many ways you can do that. Hold on.
I was going to say, you guys are going to be impressed. Wait a minute. Here it comes.
One of my goals for 2025 was to script the outro. And guess what, folks? I've got a script.
As of yesterday.
No. Thursday. It was Friday for you, but...
My bad.
So the best way to talk to us would be on the Discord. You could talk to us there right away. But if you'd like to talk to us privately, you can do that through the email at minecraftlabpodcast@gmail.com. Over on the socials, you can find us at mclab_podcast on Twitter X or at labmcpodcast on Blue Sky. We're over there on Blue Sky right now. And of course, all these links and more can be found on the interimssmp.com website. And this is the part where you put in any last words.
2025 for the lab, for the podcast, for you guys that are listening regularly. Man, we got some more changes. Not changes, but evolutions that we've got in mind. Mm-hmm. One thing that is coming is a Patreon. Just haven't had time to set that up yet, but there'll be exclusive benefits, etc., for those that might want to just hop on with that. That's one thing. We've got some guests lined up for the coming months. Obviously, we're coming up close to our 100 episode, which is mind-blowing that we've made it to 100 episodes on this podcast. Two old dudes talking about Minecraft. Who would have thought? Mm-hmm. And obviously, the Hot Wings Challenge that we'll be doing for that.
Yeah, that's going to be mind-blowing in itself. So
not just mind-blowing, blowing of other things too, I'm pretty sure. Taking a week off of work. Just saying.
Yeah. And then, as you said before earlier, just not really a total rebranding, but, new logo and maybe some new merch.
And we want to hear your thoughts, what you think of the new direction. Not really a new direction, it's still the same old content, but it's just presented differently. So yeah, we want to get your thoughts on that as well. But that's it. Let's look forward to 2025, I guess. And again, don't let your dreams be dreams.
And if you made it this far in the podcast or the video, thank you for sticking around and listening. You are all awesome. And we will see you in the next one.
You will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been a production of the Interims Podcast Network. For more information, go to podcast.interimssmp.com. You can see that full link in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening.